And then do our name with that.
Callie got second.
No.
Run, Callie.
Good afternoon and welcome to NCAA.com for 2016 NCAA Division III Women's Softball Selection. Last season saw the first perfect season in D3 softball history. This year you could say, well, it's anybody's turn. 62 teams will continue their seasons with 16 regions set to come together this weekend. Survivors of those meet a week later for 8 best-of-3 super regionals, and the winners advance to the 2016 Division III Softball Championship, which begins in Salem, Virginia on May the 26th. This year's field is comprised of 43 automatic qualifiers by virtue of conference champions and 19 precious at-large berths. Let's not waste any more time and dive right into the bracket and the first of our 16 regionals. We start with Texas Tyler, national championship hosts in 2014, runner-ups in 2015, perhaps 2016 is the year for that elusive national championship. The top fielding team in the country all year, backs up a pitching staff with an ERA of just over 1, and when the inning flips, the offense slugs at a 500 clip. This is a team that doesn't have any holes. It will be a tough stretch. They open with Agnes Scott, champions of the Great South Athletic. Texas Lutheran is next, top 10 in the country in ERA, runs scored, doubles, steals, and slugging. This team is an offensive juggernaut and will be tested in one of the best opening matchups of this entire tournament against East Texas Baptist, the 2010 national champions. Have a balanced offensive lineup this year. Lindsey Vasquez sets the table, scoring over a run per game, while also stealing more than per game as well. The battery of Lindsey and Danny Perez have some pop in the bats, combining for 20 home runs and 90 RBIs on the season. That regional is going to be hard to top in terms of excitement. The winner will meet the victor of our next regional, that starts with Claremont MS, champions of the Southern California Intercollegiate Athletic Conference, who will meet George Fox to open the regional. The Bruins are 1 win away from setting the mark for the most in a season in program history. Whitworth is the host of this regional. The Pirates were Northwest Conference regular season champions for the 2nd straight year, earning head coach Crystal Brown Coach of the Year honors. She was one of 7 Pirates recognized by the league. And a familiar foe is waiting in the first game. That will be Linfield, the powerhouse from out west, poised to make another run after capturing the Northwest Conference playoff title in dominating fashion over George Fox. They scored 10 times in the last 2 innings for each 12 win. In 2007 and 2011 national champions have been in the championship series 4 times in the last 9 years. From the west to the east we go to a regional that will be hosted by TCNJ, the 6-time national champions. This year marks 20 years, however, since that last national championship. The Lions made it to the NJAC championship game this past weekend before falling to Rome. Staten Island will be the opponent, automatic qualifier. It has been a big season for Manhattanville, Middle Atlantic Conference champions from the treatment side. We feature the highest scoring team in the nation. No team has hit more home runs or doubles than this squad, with a slugging percentage over 700 on the year. That will test the pitching staff from Newman, Colonial State's Athletic Conference champions. One of our 2 3-team regionals is next, hosted by St. John Fisher. You can make an argument that pitcher Lindsey Thayer is the best in Division III. She ended the week 2nd in the country in ERA and extended the nation-leading strikeout total of 337 on the year. She fans over 14 batters for 7 innings. She will watch the opening game with interest between 2 conference champions, Rochester, who claimed the title in the Liberty League, while Penn State Barron is in via the Allegheny Mountain Collegiate Conference. All right, we're a quarter of the way through as we unveil our next regional host, and that is Barry. Cassie Howard leads the way in the circle, approaching 30 wins on the season, also ranking in the top 20 in the country in strikeouts for the 2nd year. Piedmont will likely see Howard in the opening game. Hold up. They haven't played a game since April the 16th. Early season Texas earned them at large selection, he said. Welcome to the tournament. Birmingham Southern will be there as well. Solid fielding team with a steady 1-2 punch in the circle with Taylor Harkins and David Crumpton. They open against Emory, one of the most lethal combos in the country as well. And scores over 8 runs per game and run out a 30-game winner in Rick File, 11 strikeouts per 7 innings this year. Into this past weekend. Moving down, Alma is a regional host. This team is to go all the way. Another big-time victory they do is Morgan Strauss likely to be that reason. Entering this past weekend, she led the country in ERA at just over .6 on the year. Less than 4 hits on average per game as well. Don't sleep on Katie McClure in the circle either. With an ERA just above 2, this duo gives Alma one of the best pitching combos in the country. One pitcher will toe the rubber against Benedictine, automatic qualifier out of the Northern Athletics Collegiate Conference. Wittenberg looks to continue its championship ways this postseason. The ball is second Charlie Clark last in a grand slam put the exclamation point on the team's North Coast Athletic Conference Championship. They won 12-3 this weekend over DePaul. The team placed 5 in the all-tournament team, including MVP Casey Hobbs and pitcher Chelsea Zhang, who got her 18th win of the year in that victory. They meet another Buckeye State foe in Heidelberg, winners of the Ohio Athletic Conference. Our next regional will start a day early. These games will begin on Thursday, this coming May 12th. They'll be hosted by Trine for the Thunder Seniors 2016 marks the first time ever that large selection was well earned. There's 2 seniors predominantly in the circle. Cooper has 22 of the season wins and a combined ERA under 1.5 on the season. They will meet Winnebago and welcome the St. Louis Intercollegiate Athletic Conference champions. Say good afternoon to Chicago and welcome to the tournament. The Maroons have won 8 of 10 in the NCAA tournament, including 6 shutouts in that span, which is the second largest selection in the program in the last 3 years. They meet Wheaton to start with a competitive postseason battle with the Thunder winning the CCIW tournament for the first time in school history. Congratulations to the program on their first ever NCAA tournament. Another year, another berth for St. Thomas. No surprise to see the Tommies comfortably in the field. Champions again at the Minnesota Intercollegiate Athletic Conference. Back-to-back national winners in 2004 and 2005. The team sports a stinging 1.2 ERA this year with Kirsten Anderson's last ace on the staff. He's approaching 200 strikeouts on the year. She may get there against Wisconsin Whitewater, automatic qualifier out of the Wisconsin Conference. The region will be hosted by Lake Forest, who won the Midwest Conference to secure the berth, and welcome Aurora to town. The team's 32 wins this year, 27 have been due to the pitching of Vanessa Hartzell. She's won 20 games, saved an additional 7, and thrown 176 of the team's 289 innings. All right, we've announced half the field with destinations and matchups now known. 31 teams still to unveil. We get to
Okay.
2016 NCAA Division III softball selection show. That path to a national championship has now been laid out for 31 teams. The other 31 will now learn their destinations for later this week as we dive right back into the bracket. Find the top Lutheran, Iowa Intercollegiate Athletic Conference champions have posted the country's best record most of the season, thanks in large part to the best pitching staff in the country, upping just above 1. Two pitchers in the top 5 in the country, hits allowed for 7 innings. Hitting assignment is open belongs to Wisconsin Superior, Upper Midwest Athletics Conference champions. St. Catherine will be at this regional as well. How about the postseason for the Wildcats? Last week they won a conference tournament game for the first time in program history, but that one win wasn't enough. Getting to a championship showdown with St. Thomas, who they beat to force a deciding game, while they couldn't capture the title. The trip to the NCAA tournament is consolation enough for the program, where they will battle 6 in that large selection for the program and won it all back in 1997 and 1989. We slide down, we find some Midwestern flavor with our next regional host. That would be Illinois Resolute. The Titans have had another strong season, but into the tournament having dropped 4 of their last 6. Questions arise, could they be vulnerable? But they'll get the play at home at advantage to open up this postseason with some really strong programs heading to East Central Illinois to battle the Titans. Hanover will be the first to test that streak going on right now. Wrestling into the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference. There'll be a short drive across the border for DePaul after forcing a winner-take-all game in the NCAA Championship. Tigers came up short against Wittenberg and earned an at-large into the tournament. And Washington St. Louis will be the team that comes east to beat them to open. Andy Pipkin is in discussion for National Player of the Year for the Bears. Second all-time in the program. He struck out 224 this season. No pitcher has appeared more in a Wash U uniform than Pipkin in her career. All right, we head to New England now, where Williams will be a host of a regional, surviving NCAA to earn the conference's automatic berth, perhaps a changing of the guard for softball in that conference. And another conference champion will meet them. Johnson and Wales won the Great Northeast Athletic Conference. They won their tickets to the tournament. MIT will make a short trek to this regional as well. Alexander Marshall brings the heat for our pitching staff that's top 10 in the country in ERA. With over 200 strikeouts this season, Marshall is one of the best in the circle in this tournament. She likely gets the ball against Western Connecticut State winners. WPI is in next. The winners of the New England Women's and Men's Athletic Conference Championship this year and earned the automatic berth into the tournament by virtue of that conference championship. And they will have a big clash coming up in the opening round as they will take on Salve Regina, Commonwealth Coast Conference champion. That game will be played at Tufts. The Jumbo's historic run last year, becoming the first program to go undefeated for the year, also included the first three-peat in D3 softball history. They lost more games this season than the previous 3 years combined, and still have some of that championship firepower in Cassie Rooch, who is top 10 in the nation in both home runs and RBIs for one of the higher scoring teams in the country. The march to a fourth title will have to start with Becker into the tournament via the New England Collegiate Conference automatic berth. 1/4 of the bracket to go. We unveil our final three-team regional with a first-round bye given to Messiah. The 2009 champions are perhaps poised for another title run. Champions this year of the Middle Atlantic Conference Commonwealth. The team is very strong in the field this year. Their defense fielding at a 97% clip. The pitching staff is pretty good as well. ERA on the season for Messiah. The host will be Christopher Newport for this region. The captains are led by Capital Athletic Conference first-team selection Stu Simon, who in addition to having the best name in the field, is top 5 in the country in on-base percentage and top 10 in walks. Ferrum will be the opponent. Virginia Wesleyan, second best team ERA in the country. The team also manufactures runs better than most teams around the nation. They swipe over 3.5 flags per game. Courtney Bogan is 1.5 scores in the nation. St. Vincent, the President's Athletic Conference champion, trying to keep them honest on the basis in that opening game. Salisbury's next, second in the nation in slugging. This team is always one swing away from turning the game in their favor. The top 5 in the nation in doubles and home runs is impressive. When you combine it with the top 5 on-base percentage, that is an offense that can do some damage, and they will try to do it against Haverford, the Open champions of the Centennial Conference. Ithaca is a marquee name headlining our next regional. The Bombers earned another Empire 8 title in dramatic fashion. They got a walk-off 2-run single by Aaron McQuillan to knock off St. John Fisher. The 2002 national champions have won 10 conference championships now in the last 15 years, and perhaps the second national title is in their immediate future. Mount St. Mary's Skyline Conference champions get the task of slowing them down in the first game. Moravian boasts a strong record of 35-4 entering the tournament, slugging over 500 on the year, and keyed by the hot bat of Julie Siracusa. She will take on the staff of Worcester State, Massachusetts State Collegiate Athletic Conference. Our final regional begins with Rowan, champions of the NJAC in dominating fashion. A blank TCJ, 11-0 favorites, 35th win. And the average runs shouldn't come as any surprise to any fans who have followed this program closely throughout the course of this season. The team is averaging 8 runs per contest this year, and will take that worried offense into the NCAA tournament and threat to score against any of the top teams. Castleton will be the opponent, champions of the North Atlantic Conference. SUNY Portland will host this region. The Red Dragons captured their second straight SUNYAC title this past weekend. It marks the program's 21st NCAA appearance and 9th in the last 10 years. Junior pitcher Alexandria Flint enters hot. She went 3-0 in that SUNYAC tournament and did not allow a run, en route to being named tournament MVP. She likely gets the ball against Keuka, Northeastern Athletic Conference champions, and the final automatic qualifier in the field. All right, well, there you have it. All 62 teams. The seasons continue in search of a national championship. Games start later this week. Super regionals are a week away. And the final 8 will gather in Salem, Virginia, starting on May the 26th, with the champion crowned on May the 31st at Pointer Sports Complex. You can follow all the tournament action throughout that championship series right here on NCAA. Thank you so much for joining us today. I will ask you congratulations and best of luck to all of the student athletes competing in this year's championship.